I can paint a clear picture of it for you. The movie's heroine, Becky Bloomwood, is a shopaholic who is up to her eyeballs in credit card debt. Becky can't pay her credit card bills, so she's in that special place I like to call credit card hell. She's getting threatening phone calls from a creepy debt collector. She's afraid to open her mail and look at her credit card statements. And to the audience's delight, Becky's a finance journalist. The irony makes it all the more entertaining. The beginning of the movie shows a very young Becky watching tall, beautiful women buying designer goodies with the swipe of a card. She thought these women had magic cards that let them walk out of the store with a full shopping bag. With magic cards, you don't need money. It's funny stuff, right? During the first 30 minutes, Ashley and I were both laughing at Becky's debt dilemma. It was wildly funny right up until the time she started getting calls from a debt collector. That's when it hit me like a bolt of lightning. Suddenly, my brain was flooded with memories of calls from, not one, several debt collectors. I had visions of overstuffed shopping bags, dodging phone calls, and then, when my credit ride came to the merciful end, eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for dinner every night so I could pay my bills. The movie was no longer funny because I suddenly realized that a few decades ago, I was Becky Bloomwood. But I wasn't just a financial journalist who couldn't resist a sale on boots. I kicked it up a couple of notches. For one thing, I usually paid full price. I also worked in corporate finance and even became a CPA in the middle of my credit card disaster years. I could calculate earnings per share for a corporate income statement, but I didn't know what my credit score was. Correction, I didn't know I had a credit score. Looking back, it wasn't so much that I was greedy, but truly illiterate when it came to personal finance. Okay, I admit to being a bit greedy. I'd never had money before and I was almost giddy from my sudden paycheck power. Fast forward about 7 years and I was in credit card debt. To this day, I don't know the exact amount of my debt. I think I was worried I'd have a panic attack if I saw the actual number. So when I finally took responsibility and started tackling my debt, I only looked at the minimum payment due and avoided the rest of the statement. Listen, I don't recommend my crazy approach to debt reduction. It's amazing that I actually succeeded doing it this way. But I was young and self-supporting and scared senseless. So I handled it the best way I knew how under the circumstances. When I finally looked at my debt a year later, I still owed $11,000. So I know my debt was around $20,000 when I started chipping away at it. It took me 2 years to get totally out of debt. During this time, I read everything I could find about credit and personal finance. I became so enamored of it that I left my corporate job to become a finance writer. I ended up specializing in credit cards because I wanted to help others avoid the huge mistakes I'd made. After we finished watching Confessions of a Shopaholic that day, I told my daughter everything about my credit card past. I wanted her to know that credit wasn't evil. It's not understanding how credit works that can make it dangerous. I'm the one who got myself in trouble because I didn't learn the rules first. A few months after watching Confessions of a Shopaholic, I toyed with the idea of writing about my credit card past in all its vivid glory. But the thought of that was scary. I really experienced a lot of internal conflict over this. Should I talk about something so personal? Will consumers think less of me? I'm supposed to be an expert, for crying out loud. And then I thought about the personal finance blogging community. These bloggers put their stories out there every day, and I could see from the reader comments that they were helping people by sharing their stories. So I took the plunge and went public, which was not easy for me at all. I wrote an essay called Confessions of a Former Credit Cardaholic for Credit.com. My only goal at the time was to let people know that I had made mistakes and that I survived it. I wanted to give people hope that they could not only survive it, but come out on top in the end. The essay was picked up by MSN Money and The Consumerist, so it got a lot of exposure. When I started getting heartfelt emails from people who had read my essay, I knew I'd done the right thing. The common thread in the emails was that they felt less alone and less like a loser because I'd gone public with this. Once I started my credit card blog and got in the trenches with consumers, I realized that there was a real need for basic credit card information. Not just to help people stay out of trouble, but also to help them learn how to profit from their credit cards.